Welcome back to the channel, and for today's video we're going to be going through my top stock pick of the week is the big EV cane we all know as Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA. This is my top pick I'm watching for because we're going to have a massive explosion in the stock price, could be reaching all-time highs here ahead of a big earnings report which we're expecting to smash. I think there's a lot of upside potential for this name, and we're going to jump into this right now.
3, 2, 1, let's fuck!
Tesla stock. Now let's first figure out who you are as an investor, trader, whatever you're looking to do with this stock is what we got to figure out first off. If you're a long-term investor, you got to keep your eye on the long-term prize. If you're a short-term day trader, swing trader, whatever type of trader you are, you got to be able to follow along with the short-term momentum swings. But let's first look at the stock and depict what's going on here. Back in June and early July, the stock had a massive rally from lows around 180 up to 271 at all-time highs here over the summer before pulling back towards the end of July and August. Now, ever since we hit this bottom around 190 here in August, we have been on a slow but steady uptrend and rapidly growing exponentially closer to that 271 high. Now, taking a look at these resistance and support areas, anything that is a support is something that it bounces off of. Anything that's a resistance is like a ceiling where it can't get above. Now, we bounced off this 190 area, and now this is our support because we bounced twice. Bounce, bounce. Now we moved higher. We broke through this resistance area, which was tested before, and we broke through. Now that we fell back to this resistance area, it is now support because we bounced off that area. Same thing here. After we bounced off of 210 up to 235, we hit this resistance area that was hit once, twice before, and now that we tried it a third time, it's still resistance. We fell back to the downside at this support area. We know it's support because it's since bounced. Now that it's bounced, we run back up to this resistance area, and this time we finally broke through resistance at 235, which allowed us to continue moving higher. Now we're at 256. There's not much more resistance besides maybe one more area of resistance, which is all-time highs up here around. You could draw it at 271 with the big wick, but I would say right here around this 267 area. If you can break through 267, we are going to 280, 290, potentially even $300. This will be a huge blow up for the stock price of Tesla. This is going to take investors on a wild ride. Now, this is long-term looking pattern, okay? We got to make sure that we're looking ahead into the future, which means earnings. And when is earnings? Earnings is October 16th. Earnings is expected to be very strong. We had a very good summer for Tesla, and now you see all these Cybertrucks on the road. Whether you like them or not, they're all over the road, and you're starting to actually see them. The production is there, and we're starting to expect some big numbers in Q3 for Tesla. It's been a struggle in the past quarter. We saw the dip below where we jumped from 255 all the way down to 210. Last quarter was not the best, at least in reporting aspects, but I think that this is going to be a much better quarter, and we're expecting it to be anyway. So I think with the rally heading into this quarter, this can mean two things. One, the stock is going to rally and have a pre-anticipatory run-up when it runs up to earnings and then sells off at earnings. Or we're going to have a run up to earnings and then we're going to blow up and continue that trend. Something like Nvidia, where we saw the stock run up to their stock split and then it continued to run past the stock split. This, on the other hand, is earnings, so it's a little bit different. We got to play it a little bit more carefully here. But Tesla, I like the odds that we continue to hold above this 250, which is now support, and if we can hold above that as support, we continue to move higher towards that 267, 271 area. Now, as a day trader and a short-term trader, what are you looking for? You're looking for these resistance and support areas, but you're looking for the big breakout. If we can break above this 267, you are going to see this back in the 280s, 290s. This would be a good swing trade. Watch it, see what happens over the next couple days, see if it can hold 250. If it can hold 250, that means that 250 is a nice strong support, and that means that it won't fall below 250. It'll bounce off of it. If it can bounce off, then buy some around 250, buy some as it starts to move up, and then continue to buy more until you break through this resistance. If we can break through this resistance and see it pop up to 270, 280, then you start selling some shares off, okay? You get the idea where you're buying your support and selling your resistance. It's super simple, but you gotta be able to play the game correctly. And I think that Tesla, with the way that it's set up right now, this is in a bullish pattern because we are over this red 180-day SMA line. And because of that, there's a lot of strong momentum going into the stock. I like the look of this stock chart. I like the odds that this continues to run higher. And you know what? If we pull up the stock forecast with some price targets here, we can see that they are all over the place. Tesla has a tendency to have very extremely high price targets and then extremely low price targets. You can see the low price targets are at $24. There are still some analysts and large corporations out there that are putting this thing at $30, $40, $50, $60 as a stock price per share. Now, you can see the average price is at 210. 210 is actually a very solid average price for this stock. I think that Tesla at 210, you're getting a pretty good deal. And that's why when this thing jumped or dropped over the summer to 190, anywhere below 200, this was a steal. And this is why I kept on adding. I was literally just shoveling money into this thing, knowing that eventually it's going to turn around. And look at that, it did. Now, again, this is a long-term outlook for me, but I'm also playing this in the short term with trading. But we look at here, the high price targets at 310. There's price targets up to $400, $500, $600. I think an average high price target at 310 is about normal. I think that we can see a breakthrough at 270, run up to 280, 290, maybe by the end of the year, as long as it continues this uptrend and hit close to that 300 mark. I don't think we'll bust through that 300 unless we have a surge in some sort of big news or stock split or some sort of momentum that'll really carry this thing further. But I think that as of right now, this is a very good name that I want to be able to see to continue to run. I think we've seen a lot from NVIDIA, we've seen a lot from AMD, we've seen a lot of semiconductor chip makers continue to run, but I think that the EV sector has since slowed up a bit, and I think that because of that, we're going to see names like Tesla start to really take off and push through these resistance points that we've struggled in the past. And you know, it's been a really rocky road for a while now, and I think this is finally Tesla's time to take it to the next level, and we're going to see some really strong growth and movement heading into Q3 and then rounding out Q4 at the end of the year. So honestly, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and comment down below what stock you want me to review next. I'll see you guys in the next video.